Hey, hello everyone. How are you guys all? So, it has been a while since I have learned 3 point perspective. So, today we'll be discovering a lot of things. A lot means a lot of things. So, stay tuned and just let me check whether all the followings are going according to the plan. I have learned 3 point. Okay, so, yep. Everything is going according to the plan. Now let's start the timer from scratch and close. Okay. So what's the 3 point perspective? So what's the 3 point perspective? Let me turn down this volume a bit. Yep, that's fine. So basically, 3 point perspective. Let me zoom in a bit. Okay. So basically, the name suggests 3 point, which means the perspective which consists of 3 points, that is the vanishing points. Okay. So you might be thinking, it's such an easy. 1 point would be over here, 1 point over would be here, and 1 point may be up, below or above eye level. But what does the rule say? The vanishing point must always, or you may say, must be always on eye level. So, where does this point come from? Basically, what happens is that in 3 point perspective, there are not one eye level. Instead of it, we have two eye level. That is, the one consists of 2 points is our permanent eye level, whereas the point, the single point, that is our temporary eye level. एक मिनट, just hold for a sec. Oh, sorry for the disturbances. Okay, so where was I? Huh. Basically, we in 3 point perspective, we have two eye levels. One is permanent one, and the second one is the temporary one. That consists of only single point. Okay, so let's understand how this actually applicable in our art. So basically what happens if an object, or you might say if a object scale is way too bigger, or you might say if an object, or you might use there is a concept of various kind of lenses that are, you might use sometime ultra wide, optical zoom lens, various kind of lens. Okay, so basically what happens is that the Um, it's a kind of difficult to explain. You need to have a particular understanding how we look a real world in real life. So basically, the we look world in 6 point perspective. You might say how that's possible. Let me explain you. Basically, our eye, the vision of our eye is in a cone shape. Basically, we look like this from our eye. That's a vision, that's a view. So to make or replicate this vision in a particular scene, we use 6 point perspective. It's a term that has been very controversial, but I have some theory that can support it. So basically we consist of total 6 point. 1 point you may say over here, 1 point and 1 point over here. There are total 4 points. Fifth point is just as this center of this two intersection. And you might say, where's the third? I mean, the last point is the 6 point. So it's behind the viewer. That's the perpendicular, or you may say just perpendicular to the viewer's eye. Like 1 point is over here, second point is over here, 2 points over here, and 2 points over here. So that's how actual a vision of a human works. Basically, it's 6 point perspective, and we look our world in 6 point perspective. Then you might ask, what's the multiple point perspective? Basically, yeah, we keep on looking in various, like for example, if we concentrate our view or eye level a particular object or a direction, all the points will going to like come over or be very close to the eye level of a of a particular, you may say, vision. So it's difficult to get hang. I will like be back on this particular topic, but let's continue with the 3 point perspective for now, so we don't overcomplicate it and just don't like create some mess around it. Okay, so for this demo I will be using two eye levels. One will be our main eye level, which will be consisting of 2 points. Okay, and the third one is at the top, or you might take it below. Okay, as well, like below the eye level as well, depending upon what kind of actually you are trying to design from. If you want a particular scene that is from below to looking upward, we were looking upward, or a person standing on the top of it and looking downward. Okay, so I have these particular lines over here. That's are the normal ones as we draw. How come this point will be like a light? So we'll be looking like this towards bottom part of our angle, like this. Okay, so what we get after creating this, we get a particular grid that is 3 point perspective, and that's our temporary eye level. I will known as TP, and this is will be our PP, and not PP, just P. permanent eye level, and that's our temporary one. Okay, so now let's create some cubes in it. So just following all the guidelines of the grid, we'll be creating some awesome work. So that's the bottom part of our view of a cuboid, and let's draw some. No, let's begin, like we can flip it over and just rename it as well using some shortcut keys. Control J, Control T, right click flip vertical, and that's how we got our same technique from downwards. Okay, if you are considering your vanishing point on above eye level, or you are considering VP, that's the vanishing point below eye level. Okay, so what are the observation? Okay, let me just erase this portion. That's not needed for now, it will overcomplicate the things. Okay, Control G. So what are the observations? If we take, you can very much relate it with the 2 point perspective. If an object is placed above eye level, we will be able to see its bottom. If we placed our object below eye level, so we will be able to see its top. Okay, so what if we just consider creating, or like consider merging this both, like having multiple points, like you may say, what if a canvas consists of both the top point and the bottom point, like we having these two ordinary points and our temporary line over here, temporary eye level over here, and having these 2 points as well. What happens if we consider all these 4 points together? Basically what will happen is we will be creating a grid that's very much similar to the banana grid. Let me change the color. You can see over here. Okay, that's how actually it will be working. So we will creating a grid that's very much similar for the banana grid, or you may say the banana, which has some kind of like these vanishing lines. It is used as ultra wide, so you may just create around it. Oh, le le live ढूंढ यूट्यूब में तो देख. सॉरी फॉर द डिस्टर्बेंस, दरवाजा बंद कर पाओ. Where were we? This banana grid. So it's just an extreme version of this. The all the parallel lines, or you may say the straight lines, have been transformed into the curvy lines. So that's how it works. Just hold on, let me check up on my stream. It's going good. Analytics, which I want to just view my channel. Okay, दरवाजा बंद पकड़. It's going good. So what if I create all these grids? So basically what will happen is that, let me just expand it. Where it's over here, control J, just of all these other layers, converting to the converting to it to smart object. This will help us to maintain the quality even if it's this is one of the trick I will let you know everybody that sorry for the disturbance. Anyways, so converting any of your drawing into smart object, then scaling it up helps in maintaining its quality to its utmost. Like what if I didn't convert it into smart object? So I will bring up these other two examples. First one, I will make it smart object. After getting smart object, you will able to see a small icon over here. So I will just scale this up a bit, and that's the quality. As you can see, the line qualities have been decreased. What if I just scale up this one? As you can see, the difference between both of them, like, is totally like this one is without smart object and this one is with smart object. The quality of the line, like, see, the one with the out any smart object turns your drawing a bit pixelated. So that's the reason I always use a smart object. Then you can just click through upon it and just disable it while drawing, or you can just maintain it and draw over it taking a new layer. So what if I create 4 points? 1, 2, 3, 4 points. So this will create another thing that is known as 4 point perspective. Perspective. After this, don't consider that will be 5 point, 6 point, 7 point, 8 point. The at most we can study for now is the 4 point perspective. After that, there are multiple point perspective, another perspective like multiple point perspective. Also, after that, for the understanding of all this perspective thing, I will be just explaining about the how a human looks, like how the human look a particular scene. That's, I have simplified into 6 point perspective. That's all. These are the major perspective you want to know, or else you can just learn about any 1 point, 2 point, or 3 point. That's at most enough for your any kind of concept. 4 point and multi-point is also an important part, but 4 point and the 6.1 is just for your knowledge, so you will get a better understanding of how the things works. It's a bit complicated, so don't try to get deep into this situation, or you will might just get confused and have a lots of doubt. So let's begin. What if I drew a cube? So we will be following this line, uh, this line, this one, and the center line, and this line over here. Just make this opacity a bit down so you are able to see it. Yep, let's do it. And lastly, this another line. So what happens if I keep continuing this line? It will look like something this, and it will be not wrong, I would say, if it was 3 point perspective, cause there was only 1 point above it, there was no secondary point below it. But now we have a secondary point below it, so we have to erase the bottommost part till the eye level. So we can join it like this. Now, what happens over here is still a cube. Guys, this is still a cube. But due to the extreme points, it has things like consisting of one, two, three trapezium shapes. Like there are total six trapezium space shapes, or you might say it seems like a distorted cube. But in real life, all these vanishing points are way too close. What if I just drew something that was way too close? Like you might just say like over here. This is the center points. I will be considering it like this and just like this, like a very minimal square, and you are able to see that this just seems from a far distance like a normal cube. That's the reason we don't take a 4 point perspective and use it in our drawing. It's very rarely we use this kind of thing, but we just simplified it and use another version of it, that is the banana perspective, or some might known as banana one. Like, cause all the perspective lines have become curvy, there are no hard edges or hard points in this. So if I drew a cube over here, you can see it just felt like a normal cube, except some of its edges got some kind of curviness towards it. That's all. That's about all about 1.2.3.4 point perspective. And some things are like rules that you can't avoid. You have to just remember it. If you get deeper and deeper into it, you will get a lot of confusion and you will just become a kind of research scientist. Anyway, jokes apart, let's focus on our third point. That's the multiple point. I didn't give any notes for the 4 point perspective because they were just for your knowledge purpose. No need for creating any another kind of notes for 4 point perspective. It was just for your knowledge base. So keep that thing with a pinch of a salt. That's all. Now that's a metaphor known as multiple point. Multiple point perspective. What does this mean? Basically, what does a multiple point perspective means? Imagine at the starting of this stream, I have told you a eye level is made up of multiple vanishing points, like infinite numbers of vanishing points. So, the name suggests a eye level consisting of multiple vanishing points. So, you have might seen many artworks that have like major structure towards 1 point, 2 point, or 3 point, but there are some object that seems to be like kept like intentionally distorted or like turn around to like have a particular vision of you, like distracting or visually interesting elements. So how these things are have been creating, like for example, what if I have a simple like 2 point perspective? The major structure or the major thing or major object in my canvas will be following this 2 point perspective grid only. For example, I have a building that's following this 2 point perspective grid. Okay, so that's my building. What if I want to place an object that's a bit rotated. So what I will do, I will just create a point over here on the vanishing line, and we'll be just creating anything that I like. For example, I can use this line and this line. Huh. And just expand it over here. And that's how it's actually work. Might be wrong. Yeah, sure. This seems to be like not aligning with the grid. So what's the catch on it? Basically, we can use a single point from this point, or we will have another point like this. So we can use both of this point and create some things like this, and some points like this, and this one. And we can add many things like adding a simple garbage can over here. Like, you have to think a lot for this process. Like, I am also not good at it till now. I am also been learning this thing from a very much, you may say, a very long time, but I haven't mastered it yet. So there is still room for improvement, I would suggest it. So this would be things like this and this, and I will be expanding over here. And these are some, I don't think so they go with the drawing, but the concept is similar to this. Like, you have a multiple points over here, and that's all. It's difficult to understand and get a hang of it. I am still learning it. It's way too difficult for me too. So I am not a professional artist like everybody, but I'm still a amateur artist learning this all kind of stuff. So hang on with me, guys. I will be researching a lot about this multiple point perspective, because this is something I have to keep in mind, whether every point I say over here it's value for you. So there's still a big question mark over here. So that's how I have concluded everything and most of the thing for our 1 point perspective, 2 point perspective, 3 point perspective, and some questions and doubt left with 5.4 multiple point perspective. So let's have some exercises that we can help to improve our perspective drawings. So first I will recommend everybody to just collect some references of any, like, you can collect of any structure, scenery, or you may also pick up some of the artist drawings and draw grids and create grids there. Grids. Breakdown of that particular drawing in simple objects slash forms, and recreate without tracing. These three exercises will help you a lot in creating some kind of amazing result. This take a lot of time. Basically, these are the fundamental. Perspective is the one of the main fundamental of the drawing, so you have to be very much careful about it. So with that thing you can now create something known as grids. After learning this exercise you have to do a like 10 to 50 images daily to get better of. So after that you can start creating grids. What are the grids? You have to just create the small boxes, infinite number of boxes of any size, say whatever you like. You can create them vertically, horizontally, any way you like, and start creating eye levels in it with various kinds of eye level. You can even take some of these eye levels outside the canvas and start drawing grids over in it. So just having point like this, creating grid like this, and like some grid like this, or you might say there are some point like this, or anything you may like. Just creating some grid over here, and some grid over here like this. This exercise will help you a lot in creating various kinds of grid. Like what if I took the canvas out, eye level out of the canvas and just created some of these random lines. Like you are unable to see any part of the sky, so that means the eye level is outside the canvas. So these are some exercise you may use to get better at perspective drawing, and I will highly recommend you drawing these kinds of grid daily. Try to do various kinds of it. It just not means that you are creating some stupid things. It means that you are trying to create a base for your drawing. Basically, if you have a particular base for your drawing, so you are able to put anything on it and create any structure you may like. If you don't have a particular ground for it, it's way too difficult for you guys to just create anything from your own vision. So be careful while drawing this kind of things, and perspective must be simplified for you. It's this version was all about how I learned perspective in my own style, and in that way I observe a lot of things like scaling, proportions, angles, there are composition, various kind of things. So I will be talking a lot of these things and like giving you more like tips and tricks for it. So with such thing, let's give me some example of it. For example, if I am creating a particular scene which has a massive structure, imagine a structure that is way beyond your canvas size or your frame size, and it's like exceeding your frame size. To create that massiveness of a particular thing, what you can do is like just you can create something that is outside canvas, that its scale is such a massive that it's going outside our frame. And to also capture such a view we have to put in something measurable, or like we can compare the massiveness of that particular object with that particular thing. For example, if I want to create the massive structure and scale, I want to put something that is comparable with this thing, so I will be using a small human figure over here. So as you can see, by using this small human figure here, we are able to compare, oh, this structure, this human is so small, and the massiveness of the structure. So that's how actually the thing works. Also I can put some birds over here, like these dots, considering they are very much far away, so you can get a better idea. Also I can use many things. For example, I will be using some windows things like this, imaging like this, some windows like this. They are not clear, but we can have some idea that's how well the structure or how the massive the structure is. We can also use it with some trees like this to get more and more better understanding of the messiness of the structure. So that's how actually the scale works. To just to keep in mind all this thing, we have to always use the measurable scale, or that the particular comparable object that is very familiar to a human. For example, we can use a human or animal that we see in day-to-day life, or a person see in day-to-day life. There's, for example, we can use a cat, dog, or you may use some kind of birds. Also, you may, for if you are creating an urban structure, you may use some dustbin, dumpsters, and like post office, you have light posts, these things like zebra crossing or railing. These are the common things that are used in a particular scene. Depending upon the scene, the various things are changing. So to make this kind of scalable thing, use something measurable. Okay, so that's a tip I will be giving you. In our scale, there is a lot more about this scale thing in the upcoming videos, so I will let you know guys to be concentrating over here and keeping everything aside and making this amazing thing. So that's how a scale of a object works. So let's create something for me as well as you guys. I will be determining the volume up, so you may get a better understanding of what actually I am looking for. So let's turn the volume a bit up. Mm, Pinterest, and let's look for some examples for the concept. I will be creating thumbnails. So get you get a better idea what actually I'm planning for. So how do I create thumbnail? What does this thumbnail means? A small replica, or you may say a small image or artwork you are creating that doesn't include a lot of detail, but you are just focusing on some key elements for like composition, balance, and all that stuff, and creating it fast. Like just creating a thumbnail can take up to 2 minutes to a half an hour, depending upon what exactly you are creating. So I will be sketching out some pretty amazing thumbnails for you guys. So don't worry, it will be an easy. So let me create some of these amazing boxes for you guys. Just fill them out with some neutral color. not this, a bit darker. Okay, so these are my color over here. So I will be using some of my custom brushes that I can share you a link once we have completed, or you may just comment on this video and I will let you know. So I am just planning in creating a landscape. I will be using this a single canvas, but yeah. Oh, if you don't want like picking every color form over here, so you can just go to sketches, you can have a grayscale, and you can just pick this amazing color form here. So some of my friends use, or you may say a lot of the artists using this amazing lasso tool thing, but I just want to keep my drawing hand drawing, so I don't use a lasso tool a lot, but it's your choice, it depends upon you. You can use a lasso tool as well as anything you may like. So go do your experiment and come up with your own tips and tricks and ideas, so it's better for you all guys to have your own version of your creation, so you won't getting any kind of issue in your future. So creating your own style helps you a lot. So for some places I do like to use this lasso tool. Holding shift helps you to add some things in this. Okay, so I can just use this and just paint over like this. Okay. You can just turn on the volume and have a look of the. I will be using a bit dark color over here so that it get matched away. And dun, 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 dun. Also, you can use Alt backspace to fill out the color. So these are some of the drawings I did like up creating every day, so that would be easy for me. That's how you create thumbnails for day-to-day life. What I'm saying, these are the thumbnails you have to create, so it helps a lot for you guys. I am looking at the chat as well to see any potential questions you may have. You can ask it over there. Just yeah, so let's create something amazing. Short and simple and sweet. A bit darker. And some of these like a kind of a weird structure that's pop out in the desert area without any kind of warning, so it got suspicious among the local. Is something that I'm planning for this artwork. So as you may see, like this, I keep on erasing many things because that's how you create some thumbnails. Way to write some kind of weird thing. Yep, it's a weird point over here. Da, da, da. That's a simple drawing you can do as well. You can create many things like this, or you. I do have a bunch of custom brushes laying around me, so that's something you may not consider. You shouldn't consider now, cause tools just help in reducing your time or giving your a personal touch. That's all. Everything depends upon your skill. That's all. Nothing is special, nothing is like overcomplicated. It's all about your special talent, not a special talent, a skill that you developed along your time. So don't hesitate or don't get frustrated at the initial stages that you may not able to create anything. That's fine, totally fine. It's normal. It's normal in nature to not help of not. It's just a normal human nature that you are unable to create a new thing at your first go. As the time passes, you will be able to do each and everything you may like or you thought of doing. Was just put your all your efforts in it, do your best in it, and let your work speak rather than your mouth. So if I am creating this flash structure, so it doesn't look right. So what I will do, I will just increase this so to give and that. See, suddenly it changes from a flat ground to something that is shaped. So that's how you create things. So making or continuing, I will be adding some of the trees over here to give a better understanding of the area. I will also be adding some rocks, pebbles over here, and thus elaborating upon this concept. I will be adding another fortress, or you may say another piece similar to this over here. So it kind of send out to me as well as the viewers what's up with this point, and this should be our focal point. Also, to make it more compositionally accurate, I will be adding some oops, I will be adding some kinds of mountain behind this so it gets isolated. And for maintaining the visual interest, I will be shaping them so its focus is towards the center. So let me take a bit darker color, darker shades, and just include some of these prefectures. Also including some of these like small include details. So that's how you just create something that is totally different. Also trim it down. This how all the thumbnails are being created. Like this was a basic, just normal step of making you understand how the thumbnails are being created. Also getting to know what are the prequels. You may also get to know like how to create a depth in a particular scene. So I am using something, no, a popular technique I would say, create take using a deep color and creating some of the structure, then using some of this brush and also using some amazing things over here, and I'm able to create a ground that has been cracked. So this is was a small tip you may say, and I use it a lot. A lot means a lot. You can just create now the parts over here. Okay, sorry. 85% away. Like this, or you may just have ground over like here, protruding out, thus disturb it to turn its opacity down, and you can do what not. Just creating some of this. Oops, just turning this off for better understanding. Ah, oops, sorry, my bad. Opacity is been reduced to 5%. Oh, just hold for a sec. Shape dynamic was 5% reduce. So the flow it will be 100% now. Yep, that's how my brush should work. And you can just continue all these steps further and further to get a desired result for your artwork. Like I will be using more lighter color. And that's how easy and simple is creating an artwork. And that's all. Like you can create many thumbnail as you like or as you wish. So it was. Thank you, Drovik, for your amazing comment. Work. So let's continue in making our artwork. Mhm. I have different kind of brushes, but just for you guys, I will be using only one brush cause like creating artwork with so much different kinds of brushes just lead us to going to nothing. Like you can create anything you like, you may love. What if I want to create a water that's very reflective? So what I will do is just selecting this particular region, going to soft brush and collecting something, or you can just replicate this thing just like this thing and making a bit small size, and you can just replicate this amazing thing. Oh, so turning down the any oops, it's over here. So yep, that's how. And that's how you can draw your water reflective surfaces. So creating thumbnail, isn't that easy or isn't that difficult? It's just all about how you create them and how exactly you want to follow each and every steps. So just complete, I will be completing all of my 6 canvases for me, so I get an confidence for our upcoming videos. It's way too dark, so instead of this I will be going with this to get a subtle change in color while maintaining all these things. Also I am using some kind of just some kind of different value to get a better understanding. Yep, and this as well. Like some artworks may suck, some artwork may look great. It's all about the practice and the efforts you put in a particular artwork. So I will be creating something out of my zonal over here. It's kind of a UFO thing, that's highly circular. Circular thing, creating some lines over it, and to make it, it has been crash landed. I will be including some deep brown colors and some upon it as well. Like it has been crash landed, so it won't be having such a pretty and a clean look. So to emit the smoke, I will be using this color. Yep, these are the some concept. You may just rely on this. So I will be using some kind of person standing over here to get an idea of what we are looking towards. So thus finalizing it was some scratchy lines. I can just use a soft round brush to just lower its opacity down. Oops, this kind of sucks every time. Yep, and that's how you are able to create thumbnails. Just let me fastly complete all of the stuff that I was doing at the time. Oops, sorry. You can use many things like this for your betterment. So this is the black forest. I want to just sorry, black mountain. I will be using magic wand tool to just lower it. I will just brighten a bit so I can use it for what actually I need. I can create a research facility over here or something like that. Something suspicious and a road marching towards it. Some kind of plane, let me say some kind of power, some over here, some situations over here, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a simple thumbnail. You can use even more complex ones if you want to use. So I will be creating a bit complex one. So using some like I need to draw some things like some over here. It seems to be a bit deadly combination. That's all. But I drew a little and create a more. These are some amazing thumbnail studies we are doing currently right now for our games. Oh, I went too far. I don't want to focus on this intricate detail. I just want something that is horrifyingly yet satisfying. It's horrifying but yet satisfying. I will be creating a small human over here to get the messiness of these rebels. I will be keeping a lot of the things simple. I am plotting the clouds out towards the center where my viewer should look, and that's how I finished my artwork for this painting. Just finishing some of these artworks. Don't feel ashamed of what you draw. You draw anything you like, you see it, you draw it. That's all. Don't feel ashamed of it. Don't feel like you won't be able to surpass anything. It's your drawing, you are creating, you are initializing it, so you have to do whatever you like. So, using the one point perspective, today I have created this amazing 6 thumbnails. So, more coming soon. So, stay tuned, stay put, and we will be creating more of this. Let me do some clouds over here. Yep. And with that, we have completed our amazing live stream for today. Like, if you want more, you can just create more of these artworks, like combine two of this thing in a singular image, and you can create amazing artwork. So, like, I want to create more of this, so let's continue it. So, just for the scale thing up, I will be just holding this up, Control G, Control G, Control J, Control T over here. I will be replicating on it and just filling this with simply the gray stone I have. Sorry, merge layers. Yep, just I need to create like more of this. So just let I will be merging these artworks. For better representation, I will be just putting all this artworks. Yup. Just for a good measure. So we will be right. We will be right back with a short water break. Just hold for a sec. I will be back within 2 minutes. I'm back again. So just hold for a sec. Mm, 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 mm. Mhm, 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 mhm. Okay, so let's begin. Let's close all the unwanted tabs for now. Hmm. What kind of thumbnails you want to see, guys? Like I have a lot of in mind, looking at some references to get a better understanding, and also some of the intricate exercises. There are lots of experience I want to share. Okay, let's create something that's more visually appealing, or let's create some horror. Like I'm great fan of horror. So let me wind up things and just I think this looks amazing. So let's begin. So I will be creating a horror kind of thing, like a creepy forest over here. So I do have references on my second screen. I will be creating similar artwork using those references. And here we go. Boom. Using some dark color or you may say shady color, like shady. Shady color, I will be creating some of this, like bang, boom, bang, bang. Like these are the branches of the tree. So I don't need any kind of softness. So I will be pulling the flow to its utmost part and will be creating some of these. I also don't know trees, remains of fallen trees or the debris of the trees, and making it a great, oops, a bit darker. So, and using a darker color, I will be creating this amazing final portion. Some dark color like this. I can create something like a fallen tree with some of this. I also don't know moss. Maybe some of the vinyls coming from it and some of this debris from here. So it will be like attaching kind of thing toward this. So it's looking a bit boring. So how can I make this more interesting? So I will be using a trick or you may say a term known as atmospheric perspective. It's kind of hard. So I will be just excluding one of my drawing. Yeah, so it's like creating a fog. Like to make it a more moody or you say a more moody thing, I will be just creating the upper portion a bit dark and the lower portion a bit light. If that's a way too much, that's enough. Control D, I will be creating more fog for control D, control Z for this section of the area. Okay, excluding this black portion and control H for hiding this thing and oops, control D, not control H for hiding, not control G. And that's how you instantly create some moody atmosphere in your drawing. So just let me correct, you can use a various different kinds of layers to make it more appealing and more dynamic. So let's just finish it up. I can use this brush. Yeah, this is one of my favorite brushes over here. So like, yeah, it helps a lot. So just taking a bit darker shade, elevating your mood. Huh? What just happened? Oops. very difficult for me controlling what just happening. I can't believe. So let's just focus on creating this and finishing this artwork rather than experiment now. I will be using some kind of this way over here, some kinds of thorny thorns of the trees like this, creating some of these gaps in between and closing this shit up. Obviously, it seems boring for now, but hold on, guys. Hold for a sec, and I will let you believe this is an amazing artwork. I will be using just a one layer challenge, so it's very difficult for me as well. This, as you can see, it started coming like in the chat. I mean, in the artwork. So just using some of these custom brushes. Oops, they are way too difficult to use, but have hang of it, so don't worry. I use them a lot, so I won't be having any trouble using these brushes. Let's create something that is settling yet. That's my horror is my favorite genre, so I will be creating a bit details in it. So just forgive me for that purpose, guys. I am just here to create an amazing artwork. That's my favorite genre, horror. Just let me complete adding some of this unsettling. I also don't know what people call it. Call it someone settling or uneasiness things. I also don't know. I had an amazing brush, but I don't know where I left it. It was an amazing brush. Yes, it was an amazing brush. I would die rather. I can just use my default brush. It has miracle in it. I have done so down, died, hello, there will be a human standing over here, so knowing the massive scale. So after selecting this area, raising lasso 2 to just eliminate the unwanted selections over here. Also our character, I will be using a soft brush, hiding it and creating some of this light coming over here. Also to add more visually amazing things. I will be just breaking it out. So in between as well for that unsettling sound or maybe unsettling view. Also, if there's a lead in the eye, I will be just oops. And that's how we created our horror. So it was that simple for you guys to create a thing like that. Let's create something now that's what I would say, like a castle or something. Yep, let's go with a castle. So let me get comfortable over here. Hmm. I will be using soft brush for creating its backdrop. That's a bit darker color for me now. I am using values that are of different ranges, so I will be using this polygon lasso tool for quick and easy marks of my castle. I won't be going in detail like why, how I found this design and all the stuff. It's like just creating from imagination and creating what you like. Just be careful not to overdo it so you won't. Hmm. So with some charcoal, I can just paint over it. Control G and selecting few areas such as walls and some kind of barren land and creating some B brush and like you can mark the walls. Or if you are smart enough, you can just use a simple brush and create your own walls. It's way too bright, so I will be using a bit darker. So let's go for this section and create some buildings over here. So let's create it a bit more fun, like having a bridge over here since it's great. As you can see, I am increasing the space and filling it out instantly. Yep, that's my bridge. Simple and sweet. I can use a lot of metaphors like this and creating pillar like over here, creating some of the walls for this and more walls like this over here. For that will be the entrance of our fort and just creating some walls over here and erasing those stuffs that are not required or that are useless. Back to lasso tool, using some of my lasso tool, that's my favorite. Control D, creating some visually interesting elements for now. Not great, that's way too dark, so I will be using a bit lighter color. Cause this castle is at very height, so it doesn't seem. Yep, I know it doesn't look like a castle for now. Just hold on for a while, guys. Just hold for a while, and you will be amazed. And these are some. Oh, it's difficult, man. It's a bit difficult creating such a minute detail. But it's easy. It's not that overwhelming for me for now. So I will be focusing that thing. Let's just give it a bloom. Oops. And just merge everything of this below in the fog. Also, I will be using some cheating tricks for this. I will be just going with some basic. So first of all, I will be using the same color in filling out those gaps. After that, I will be using some of this atmospheric perspective in my favor and erasing those extra stuff. As you can see, it started coming together. So let's just complete this stuff as fast as soon as possible, because yeah, we are doing thumbnails. So the thumbnails are not that complicated or not that even highly difficult that we won't be able to do it. So let's just finish doing some of these details, like creating a person which is standing over here. So it should look like a person. Okay, so that's how I create this stuff. Now let's go. I want to just create a wave over here, like not a wave to be precise, an atmospheric perspective to make it like high. It's way beyond it. Huh. So use our empty dumpty. Well, let's just finish this up. Like I just want to complete my research over here. Okay, that's all. Completing my work over here. That will be great for the castle. So just wanna erase the unwanted parts and just focus on completing its overall aesthetics rather than focusing on whole drawing. It's kind of look like something might happen over here, but that's totally fine. Like, who cares? It doesn't look like at all like a castle. So what I will be do? I will be just reducing its size to a very small castle that's way far over here. This kinds of things looks like cheating, but it is what it is. Let's see. Oops, like, oops. It's calling me right now. Just hold for a second. Who's calling me right now? Sarthak. I will pick that up later after I finish this drawing. Uh, I thought of teaching this idea for now. Cause it seems a bit out of my range, so I will be keeping it on hold for a sec and begin with my whole love like forest area. So let me finish designing this one, so I will be like focusing towards like this, something greater coming up like this, like a beam supporting a cave or a pillar or some sort like that thing, and structure coming out over here, many of the things placing over here, and something like a kind of simple beautiful waterfall inside a cave. Wow, such a great idea. Such an amazing idea. Like, yeah, that's way too crucial. Just filling out those blockouts, like exactly how I'm looking at this. Some of those intrusive detail stuff, like pillars supporting, or might do something like this. That's my idea. Let's convert it into an amazing thumbnail. So my lovey-dovey points. Um, Let me use this one for now. So let me finish all the stuff. Casual light sharing, like this, like finishing up. I have all the basic terminology and all the idea in my mind. This time just to put everything that I have learned on this amazing canvas. Is it simple for me? No. Is it difficult, Molly? Hell no. Some kind of bridge leading to this amazing space over here and the amazing waterfall. How should I design it? Should I make it like a part? Yep, I think so. I will go with the part like pouring down and some amazing structure like maybe ruins of a cave like this on some of the intricate details like shading a bit. It's kind of fun now. Let's focus. So this portion will be consisting of my trails, that is like this, I will be experimenting a lot on this, like a trail that might lead someone over here to here. I have to draw some watch over here, some things, some parts over here, some parts over here, something that can be changed. I don't wanna change. Dun, 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 dun. This railing might come over here, just a cross section over here. This part I am thinking of creating it more visually amusing rather than be such a boring part or just a pillar standing doesn't look right for me. So I will be using a soft airbrush. You know why? Because it's atmospheric time. Bum 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 chicka bum bum bum. Creating some half tonal values. Oops, that's a dark tone, not half tone. Some giving some kind of amazing nature. I do have this amazing, not this one. Somehow, अरे यार, I did have one of my favorite, but after creating folder, I do forget it every time. Which one was it? I don't remember till now. I keep on looking for it every time I want to, so don't worry. It's just common for me. Might not be for you. Control D. So that's how I create a separation over here. Also, just for in better measure, I will be also doing a darker portion as well as a bit dark over here. Control G. Oops, that's amazing. Just wanna make it the floor 200%. Just wanna compete. I mean, not compete, just wanna complete this amazing artwork. What about this? So, what about this? I will be using some of my. I wanna make it dark. So, just lasso thing. Tung, 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 tung. Control U, a bit darker tone. Okay, that's fine, totally fine according to my vision. Uh, I don't know what kind of thing. Oh, we can put a plane over here. So just I got a silhouette, so I will be just experimenting over here, like just having a plane over here. I will just having a plane over here, tied with many ropes. I would say dark color. A lot of ropes, like this highly stretched rope, like coming from all the way direction from where also some kind of propeller, like yeah, that's kind of sick now. Oh, it's not that one. Yeah, that's look amazing. So we'll be just selecting our gray area, not like this. I have to use lasso tool for it. I don't know how it will be looking like. So that's how I will be shading my plane. It's some kind of darker tone over here. Some brighter turn over here. Oops, not like I could turn over here. I wanna turn off this. Some more brighter turn over here. Some more over here. Just wanna put an amazing hole over here. Some parts here. Some of this portion here. To that plain structure ready. I don't know how it looks, but I think so. Oh, it's good enough to support the theory, not bad enough to just. So the veins which are holding it must be way too strong. So I have to pull those out like way too away. Way too far. Away, 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 away. Away, 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 away. Pam, 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 pam. Why this is called? Sorry. That's our plane hanging with this all kind of whales. I want to add some more to it now. Like seeing all this stuff, I'm getting a bore. So like just add some visual interest over here and make it a it doesn't seem right for me to make it a lighter. I will just increase its saturation so it matches my visualization. So back to the brush. So the waterfall coming over here. Now I have to select the plane and some of this way to make all the stuff. Let's select inverse, but I just need this portion, so I will be using this. Will some alt. So that's how we'll be creating some amazing exceptions over here now. Control, like let's zoom in. Okay, using soft brush and a bit darker color. That's how we are doing, and that's the secret of most of the painting. Like creating something that's out of your reach is one of the best things to just come out of your fucking comfort zone and create something that is more challenging for you as well as for your mind, that challenges your mind. Because anyone create simple things, but no, not anyone with anything can create complex things. So just challenge your body and your mind, bro. Nothing can stop that shit. That's once I was told by one of my senior in one of my colleagues that you don't have that boo, saying that you don't have that passion, boo, you don't have that charisma and the talent of learning new things. From that day onwards, I thought of creating something that will make me challenge my thoughts and my intuition. So that's how I started my journey. So it wasn't that easy for me, it wasn't that tough as well as for me, but it was something that I was initially hesitant about, but as the time passes, I got to know that Everything you learn and you derived it. So it's good passing to it and good way learning new things. So just keep in mind that everything you draw is unique in its own way. So that's how a concept artist is creates, like that's how a concept artist is born. Like you have, like you don't have anything in your mind, you just create something that you like. I know the perspective of this seems a bit off, but I want to just correct it a bit so it doesn't look that bad at all, and that's fine, I think so. Yep. Oh, I will just blending out this thing over here so it doesn't stand out a lot. That's fine. So these are the thumbnails I will be posting, but I want to do more, so let's keep going. I haven't checked up on my stream yet, so only one watching. That's only me. So let's look up on more references. Um, let's go for a challenging one or a simple one. Let's go for a challenging one, I would say. I will be going towards a bit realistic one, I would say. Yeah, there will be a lot of merging, smudging, and all that stuff. So let's give me a challenge, or let's me take over a challenge. Yep, I think so. That's great. I will be creating something that is totally derived from scratch. So let's go for it. I need a bit darker color, a bit more. Like this will be a perfect one. Mm, I will be painting a bit realistic for those who love realistic paintings. So yeah, let's begin. Initially, I will be just blocking out the stuff using my regular paint brush with some it's my foreground, and just gonna finish some of these unwanted edges quickly to give that a different. Okay, now for the background or the main focus element, I will be using a bit darker color, and this will be my focal points over here. Using what is this? Basically, this is something I would love to see. Like this drawing literally challenges my. Okay, so let's do a bit done over. So like not a great, but like a bit. No, that's a too much for me. I mean, it's for me as well as the painting which I am creating. So I will be playing with some of those neutral as well, and switching in between for some of those crisp and clear. For those who guys who wanna draw realistic, basically you have to look at images a lot rather than like you have to practice a lot. You have to match, look, study everything you wanna say can be done. Just sitting and looking at the images you wanna draw before starting anything, that will help you a lot with your artwork. So oops, it's I don't have a particular brush for this stuff. Like I haven't created any brush for my realistic artwork till now. Like these all artwork are like just creating something from. I also don't know like why. I never fought for this kind of stuff, so I don't even recall of having some brush that was realistically needed for this work. So let's offer something. I don't need. I can draw this whole painting with this brush as well because I am confident. I used it up so many times, so many times that I am confident that I can draw this whole painting using just this single brush. So just hold for a second and let me prove myself. That will be a lot of zooming in and out for the brush itself because the painting I'm drawing will be of realistic size. So it's kind of hard and challenging just using a single brush, but that's the challenge, man. That's the challenge. You have to use a single brush in creating a hyper realistic painting. So let's do it. I don't think that will be a great deal for me because I want to just complete some of those things. Hyper realistic. When a painting is known as hyper realistic, anyone knows? A painting is known as when all the lighting, ambient occlusion, the shadows, and all the stuffs are really equal to that one in real life. So by creating something that complicated, it requires guts, buddy. Nothing comes with so easily. It's kind of same. I went way too far. I have to slow down and look upon the details that I have missed. Just fading it out so it won't be seen as a danger. Nice. So just painting and cutting stuff. some. Oops, I just got this stuff. Baby diamond. इसका कलर थोड़ा और चेंज कर सकें तो एज यू कैन सी डिफरेंस। अब ये टोटल पूरा डिफरेंट दिख रहा है। समझे? एंड दैट्स हाउ एवरीथिंग इज वर्क बडी। तो इसको मैं अभी ग्रे ही कर दूंगा ताकि यार अगस्त में जब पेंटिंग पूरी कंप्लीट करनी है अभी कंप्लीट। सो आई हैव टू कंप्लीट इट, so I will be just having it complete it as soon as possible, just completing, putting some intricate detail, using detail. I think so I have to switch my brush because I can't just draw with just that one, cause a painting has these sharp edges which are only be achieved using a hard round brush as well. Uh-huh. I have to end up now, so I know it's not up to the mark, but I ran out of the time, so yeah. Instead of looking it at for hours and hours, I will be stopping it for now. So just in case you guys miss out something, you can just overcome it later. Just using some of these details over here. So for the time being, that's enough. Or like I want to continue, but I hope this will help you a lot, guys. So just before concluding anything, just let me go it for a space and a clean view. So I have died. Let's press Ctrl G. Oh, head dive. Let's press Control D. So that's all for today's class. It seems a bit unfinished, so I will be completing it for now. Using one of my oldest technique, I would say I just include some tall buildings over here and some of the supporting building over here to make it seem like it's a big castle. And from the close enough you are able to see that those are just simple lines. So for making it a bit what I would say, we're gonna just use this castle and double flash. Control J, Control T, right click, flip horizontal, sorry, flip vertical, push it down, and just click over here, and reduce its opacity so it's below, and just gonna erase all the unwanted parts, and with a bit of filter, blur, motion blur, distance, and that's all. That was way too simple for me. Uh, so that's for today. Some of the like without merging, some drawing with merging, and that's all for today, guys. So thank you so much for joining my stream, and I hope you enjoy my stream each and every time. Till that, you are most welcome, and keep joining and keep creating. Bye bye.